Bruh. Man, you will not believe what happened, son. This is don't pay attention to my bonnet. But dang, you will not believe what happened. Alright, so let me just let me just show you. So this is my room, right? It's kinda trashed at the moment. But basically, let me just tell you what happened. So it went like this, right? And then this was the next thing. Oh, woo! Look at this. Yes, sir. This is my new room now. Yes, sir. Oh my God, neighbors? What? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that I can't see. For those of you that are already following my channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, ask questions, all that. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. It really do mean a lot. For those of you that are not, welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe if you like the content. I don't only talk about Air Force stuff. I talk about working on cars, and eventually I'm gonna do prank videos later on down the line. But who's this? Oh, all right, whatever. But yeah, so as you can see from the intro, talking about Air Force living, and what I mean by that is my living, exactly. You feel me? So for those of you that have been watching my channel and keeping up with me, y'all all know that I stay in the dorms right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the dorm room. A little beat up at the moment, but that's because I'm moving off base, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's about that time. I'm moving off base. It's about that time. And basically, in this video, I'm just gonna explain to you what you have to do to move off base if you're a new airman, or if you're an airman in the dorms currently and you still watch my stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm basically just gonna explain to you how that works for people that are coming in, people that are already in, and things like that. How to get off base, move out the dorms the right way. And I'm gonna tell you how the wrong way, because there's the wrong way to do this. Other people be doing it, they dumb for that. If you one of those people, when I talk about it later and you do that, honestly, that was a dumb move. But yeah, going forward. But yeah, so I'm basically just gonna explain to you what I did, process and all that. Now I'm just gonna talk about my base. It might be different at other bases. I'm not too sure. That's how the thing is. But a lot of stuff changed because of COVID and all that. So, yeah. But for those of you that do live on base or at this base that I'm at, if y'all know what base I'm at, y'all should know by now. But, yeah, I'm going to be talking about all that. So, right now, I'm just grabbing the rest of my stuff. Not completely done yet. Grabbing the rest of my stuff and moving it out. And then, yeah, I'm gonna see y'all when I get to the new place, and I'm gonna go window shopping for some stuff and all that. But yeah, before we get to that, Cash App for those of you that are, you know, some heavy supporters, because I'm moving out. I don't have nothing at the moment. You know, keep that in mind. So I got a Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Money sign PH17. GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Help me get a what's that thing called? A desk and all that. You know what I'm saying? To my money kicking for the rent and all that. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. So let's just go to the house. All right. So I am here at the new his out. Oh my finger was in the way. But yeah. Oh, that is crazy. Yeah, that's good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I'm waiting on nobody to get my loans right. Oh. PG channel. Keeping it PG here. But yes, sir. So I am here. Ooh, it's hot. Leave the windows down. Cool. Bring this food in. Put it in the fridge. Yeah, so like I was saying. Oh, nice and cool in here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, so can't put this in my pocket. But yeah. Man, hold on, just look at just look at that. Ooh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is my room. Of course, it looks bone dry and empty because nothing's in here. But yeah, don't worry. Over the course of time, I'm gonna hook this room up and all that. But yeah, so I'm finished bringing the rest of my stuff in, and then I'm gonna sit y'all down and explain how to move off base the proper way. Live like a real airman, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh crap, I left the papers. That's fine, I'll explain it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go do that and then I'll be back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is that time. I'm sorry, but I'm hungry, so y'all can eat with me. I mean, yeah, y'all can eat with me. That's about it. But yeah, so like I was saying earlier, moving off days for new airmen and everybody else. Blah blah blah. Right. So first things first. Very first thing you got to do. It's like a process basically. Move off base. So the very first thing you got to do is do your research. What I mean by that is like look for places you want to stay. Like so like you have different options basically. So being in the military, right? You're already used to living with roommates, so hey, use that to your advantage, right? If you really want to just get away from base, you can look for roommates where y'all can all share rooms at like an apartment complex or something like that. Or if you don't mind, you could just share a room with some random person. I don't prefer that. Or suggest that because you don't really know that person to just be living with them, you know. I mean, yeah, I get that it's like that in basic training in tech school, but that's different, you know. There's like people watching and supervising and making sure nobody gets, you know, or robbed, but whatever. So yeah, there's that. Or you can just go and use your, I forgot what it's called. It's one of our loans that we have in the military. Oh, it's one of our loans that we have in the military, and you can basically use it to go and buy your house, which is what my roomie did. So this is her place, and she's renting out her rooms. And so you already know, I jumped up in there. Mink. Yeah, I got up in there, and yeah. So basically, we're rooming now. So that means, right. So that's the first thing, right? Second thing is once you figure out what you're gonna do, how you're gonna live, whatever, where you're gonna live, all of that, right? You have to save up money for a down payment. So it goes for everything for like apartments, houses, all of that. So like you have to have a down payment. Unlike in my situation where she already bought it, so now I'm just paying her for rent. If that makes sense. I don't have to put a down payment. I just put my stuff in, and when the money come in, boom. Pay for rent, I'm Gucci. You feel me? That's basically how it is. So yeah, so you have to save money for down payment, right? Third step you want to do is make sure you have a good working vehicle. Of course, you know, to get around, get back and forth to work. You can't have somebody drop you off, pick you up every day. Eventually, it just gets overwhelmed, right? Next thing you have to do. So for my base, what I had to do was we went down to our dorm management office, and we put our name on this list. So there's this base list, basically for all the airmen that live in the dorms that want to move out, right? So now, all my friends were telling me, they were like, hey, you should have put your name down as soon as I got to the base, because it's gonna be a good minute before we get off base, blah blah blah, right? And I was like, yeah, I hear you. I was like, I'm gonna do that eventually, right? I was like, I'm gonna do it eventually when I'm ready. And that's exactly what I did. So in my situation, right, everybody else, as soon as they got here to the base, they put their name down and all of that. Now me, fortunately, I have cousins and other family members that are in the military, so they tell me things that other people don't know just coming off. and like hearing all this how you get out the dorms, right? So my cousins and people I talk to, they already told me that you have to be on base for a minimum of about a year. You have to live on base for a minimum of about a year, like stationed at whatever base that you're at, not in the military. So you have to be stationed at whatever base you're at for about a minimum of a year or like close to a year. So like for me, I come up on my year mark at this base in 2 months, right? So they go by that, and then the second thing that they go by is your time and grade, so like your rank. So basically, on base, there's like no staff sergeant. So like if you're a staff sergeant above, you most likely live off base. And then that's when like you start hitting senior airmen. Senior airmen is like when they try to start pushing people off base for all the airmen, airmen first class, blah 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 to come in, right? So for me, I've been my rank for about a year and change now. Hold on, what? Yeah, a year and change because I come up on 2 years next year. So that was one thing that like boosted me up. So like for me, right, for example, I didn't have to wait long really to get on the list. So everybody else, they put their name down on the list. You know, that got here around the same time as me. They're like, oh, it's been a whole year. I could finally move out. Blah blah blah. I went and put my name down like probably what 2 to 3 weeks ago from whenever I dropped this video, 2 to 3 weeks ago, and they was just like, I'm like in the top, I'm like in the next group to move out, like simple as that. And then all my friends is like, yo, how is that possible? Blah blah. It goes by your rank, basically. It goes by your rank and how long you've been at the base. So like for me, I had my rank. I've been wearing my rank longer than everybody that I came in with. So that's basically how it is on that. So once you put your name down on that list, this is just for my base. I'm not too sure how other bases do it. It should be the same general thing. But once you put your name down on that list and you get the clear, you're gonna get an email from the dorm management people, and they're basically gonna tell you, they're basically gonna give you like a list, like a cleaning list for a dorm inspection. Basically, when you move your stuff out and you gotta clean everything. So they're gonna give you that list, and then they're gonna give you another form that you have to get signed by your first sergeant. That's what I know. I believe they changed it. So before, the old form was it had to be your supervisor, first sergeant, and the commander, your squadron commander. But now I just had to get it signed by my first sergeant. And then after that, I have to sign it, read off the stuff. And then there's one more thing I had to do, which was go to a military housing office. And they basically like just keep track of like all the people moving in and out and stuff. And they ask you if you know where you're gonna live and all of that, so they can update the stuff in the system. Blah blah. Basically like that. Let me see what else. So you have to do that, schedule a meeting with them, get them to sign your papers and things like that. Then the next thing is, what was that? Actually, no. Sorry. After you get that done and you get your stuff signed, that's when you can start moving your stuff out. For me, I basically got moved out within like the same week that I got the notification. So like when I first put my name down, I looked at the list. I wasn't on the list because I was for last month's group of people that moved out. So like my name wasn't on the list at all. And then the week, I think it dropped on like Monday. I think it dropped on like Monday. Today's like what? Thursday or something? Thursday, Friday? Whatever. The new list dropped on Monday and had my name in the top 20 of the next group to move out. So I saw it and I was like, well, I'll take my sweet time. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get up out of there. So, don't look at my hair. I just realized it looked bad. Whatever. So I did that and I was just like, went to finance, first sergeant, other people scheduled appointment, and I started moving my stuff already. So like, as you can see, most of my stuff is here right now. I just got the main essentials like, body wash and like 2 sets of uniforms back at the dorms. But other than that, everything else is here. Like all my food, all my utensils and things like that, that's all here. So yeah, so basically once they give you the clear to like start moving your stuff out into your place, once you get your place or whatever, since this was already set up basically for the most part, thank God, That was definitely God. It's like worked out in the best possible way. But yeah, so I just moved all my stuff out, and now I just gotta go finish one briefing, and then from there, door management is gonna send over my paperwork to finance. So now, once they send over that to finance, basically what's gonna happen then is finance is gonna input that into the system. So like all the extra money that gets taken away when you stay on base, so like your BAH, for those of you that don't know, basic housing allowance, and for your BAS, for those of you that don't know, basic allowance for subsistence. That last word might be wrong. But yeah, basic allowance for subsistence. That's like food and like groceries and toiletries and things like that. But yeah, so all of that gets taken away when you stay on base. But when you move off, they will give you all of that back. So that basically like pays for your rent and your food and things like that, along with your base pay. So that's more money in the pocket. You feel me? And in your pocket. So the best thing I say to do, go about it smart. Look for a place that you can find for cheap, or get a roommate. That's what I say. So that way y'all can split it. Y'all get more money in your pocket. Use the money for other stuff, or use the money to save. Either way, right? It works like that. And that's basically it. So once that happens, that means you can't eat at the defect no more on base. So you gotta start meal prepping and things like that. Bring food, things like that. You can still go to the defect. Only thing is now you can't just like scan your ID and then go about your day. If you go to the defect and you want to get something, you have to pay cash. Or do they take card? I don't think mine's take card, but other bases they probably more fancy. But yeah, so you got to pay cash card for whatever food that you're getting, things like that. But yeah, and in the gist, that's pretty much how you move off base the right way. So now there's a wrong way to do it, where there's this thing called ghosting. So basically, it would be like, so right now I have a dorm room, right? But say I don't want to stay on base. I want to move off base, right? I move off base, I go stay with a friend, right? So now I'm sharing rent and stuff. I'm paying rent, and I'm staying at whoever person's house, right? But yet I still have a room on base. Now the reason why this is called ghosting is because people put their names down, right? And they're nowhere near close to being moved out or like getting the approval to move out, and yet they move off base anyway. So honestly, this is foolish and not a smart idea in my opinion. For those of you that are watching this and have done that, hey, you do you. But in my opinion, that's not really a smart idea, because now you're moving off base, you're getting just only your base pay, and you're paying rent along with like your car note if you got a new car, and insurance, and your phone bill and other crap if you have other bills back home. But yet the Air Force isn't paying, well, they're not giving you money to pay for your rent. So you see what I'm saying? So you're basically using your money to pay for rent when the Air Force would pay for your rent. That's why I say it's not really like a smart move. So like the best thing to do is just, hey, wait patiently, wait your time, right? So like when you first get to your base, it's actually a really great suggestion. But when you first get to your base, whatever base that is, plan to have in your mind that you're gonna be at that base for about a year and a half to 2 years, depending on whatever area you live in and things are, and how things are, blah blah blah. What I mean by that is like live on that base, like live in the dorms. Be prepared to live there for a year to a year and a half to 2 years. The reason why I say that is that way you can save up money. Because think about it. At that point, you have no rent. You just have to, if you got a new car, you just got to pay your car note, your insurance, phone bill, whatever other bills. If you don't have any other bills, that's just 3. If you already own your car, you just got to pay insurance and your phone bill. That means the rest of that money you get paid, whatever's left over, that goes in your pocket and your savings. So basically, if you just use that year and be smart about it, your year or year, 2 years, whatever, right, and save all that money, you will have no problem when you move off. You know what I'm saying? You move off base, you have money for a down payment right away. You get all your stuff. You could go buy furniture if you want right away, because you have money saved up, or you could wait. You know what I mean? So it's basically like, that's how it goes. But yeah, that's for the gist of it. I'm doing more talking and eating, so, but yeah. But yeah, that's the gist of it. I'll probably give you guys a tour later. It's kind of messed up moving stuff in. But yeah, so that's basically how you move off base and live that military lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? basically free housing. But yeah. So if you found this helpful, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Follow me on my social media accounts right here, or it's gonna be on this side. And yeah, you could DM me personally if you have any questions, further questions, things like that. But I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, yeah. All right, deuces. God's plan. I can't do this.